We've got some navelwort alongside bluebells. Just above we've got primroses and more primroses over here. Just next door a dandelion, another primrose, and below it hogweed shoots, more navelwort below. A little group of lesser celandine at the bottom of this bank here, so that's obviously getting lots of water and lots of sunshine. And as you can see, this is a huge bank, and there are fields up there somewhere, and the water just drains through that. It's constantly oozing with water, this bank. Lesser celandine flowers with its waxy, not pointed but quite long petals, quite distinctive, belongs to the buttercup family, and although the young leaves of this can be used cooked, has a funny aftertaste, not very pleasant. Because it belongs to the buttercup family, I treat this plant with a great deal of caution, although I do use it occasionally. It's not on my preferred list of plants to use, unless I really have to. This is the young foliage of lesser celandine, very small leaves, about a centimetre across. Here's a specimen with really good examples of that mottling on the leaves. You don't always find the mottling. I've got to say, I've come across this plant in clumps with much paler green leaves, quite frilly edges, and also having no mottling at all. And we've got more lesser celandine further up the bank, and above it and to the right there, ramsons. That's the wild garlic. This wonderful mass here. It goes on for about 60 yards along this hedge bank, taking shelter from the overhanging trees and shrubbery. These are the baby leaves of the ramsons, and these are what I would normally use in salads and things like that. They're only about 2 or 3, 4 inches long, and beyond that they start to get tough. Now, these are really baby leaves. They're only about 1 or 2 inches long. These are absolutely stunning in salads at this stage. Forget the old ones, big ones. And here are the leaves of one of the toxic plants which you look out for, Arum maculatum, which is Cuckoopint, lards-and-ladies. That leaf and those two end lobes at the back there are very similar to the sorrel leaf. So going closer there, and you can see those two kind of little rear leaf lobes, very distinctive. So here is a really large specimen of Cuckoopint. Now, you know, we are talking here big. These leaves are about 8 or 9 inches long, about 6 inches wide. The one thing about these leaves, if you look very closely at the edge down there, what's called the leaf margin, if you look up from the margin, about half a centimetre in from that edge, there's a boundary line. It's almost like a fence line, which follows the outer margin. That appears to be unique to the Arum maculatum. That's not to say there won't be individual variants which don't have that, but it's a pretty good indicator. Tucked away over there, there's a little patch of bittercress, kind of useful salad plant. This is far enough away from animals to use as a salad item. There you can see bittercress with the end lobe. That is common to all the cresses, that kind of larger end lobe, very distinctive. Then we've got the first spring foliage here of alkanet. It's not really a foodstuff at all, but the root will give you a red dye which can be used in food, colouring food, or as they used to use it in the old days in herbal medicine for colouring medicines and things. It has no use really apart from that. And at the moment, rather poor specimen of flowers here at the moment, but a nice bright vivid blue when they all come out. So here we've got a nice colony of goosegrass, what the Americans call sticky willy. Not the most appetising of plants at all. Goosegrass has a square stem, and that stem is really very stringy once the plants get more than just a matter of inches tall. Not pleasant at all to eat at that stage, but the tops can be used Literally, if you pinch out the crown, the top crown leaves of the specimens you see in front of you here, you could use those